They always say that YouTube is not real and it's not real life. And a lot of these ideas and information only exist on YouTube and it's not important. Now, I guess they feel that the folks that actually do content on YouTube and comment on the YouTube videos and all the subscribers aren't real people. I guess they're Russian bots. And we're encapsulated inside this virtual reality called Google's YouTube platform. And these ideas don't bubble out, which is not true. Just like television influences people and movies influence people. Now, they readily think that a movie like Harriet or Black Panther or other such media can influence the rest of the world, influence the population. But for whatever reason, they don't believe that people getting together on a platform, sharing experiences from all over the world, all over the country and all over the world don't mean anything. That those people in real life won't go influence 6 or 7 or even 100 other people that they meet. Now, the Black Youth Project, which is basically a feminist blog, a new feminist blog, I don't even know if they pay the writers. I doubt that they do. We have a lot of PhD candidates and professors, feminist professors, that are writing for this particular blog. Now, on its face, it would be no different than Madame Noir or Griot or any number of other blogs that we see around what we call black media. But what makes this particular blog different is that these are academics. Like this particular post is actually written by Aaron G. Fountain Jr., a PhD candidate. So no, these are academics. Now, why would an academic in the ivory tower that really not connected to social media be commenting on SYSBM, which is a very tiny, tiny, tiny part of the Black manosphere and a minute part of the manosphere period of the red pill community? It means that this particular ideology, even though it's on YouTube, is starting to have an effect. How one online community has channeled their misogynoir into the Save Yourself Black Men movement. Now, this is an essay, and they're quoting people like Mad Bus Driver and Babatunde Umana, and they're using words like communita, which is very recent. The communita, which is actually quoted by SYSBM and others, and has become a buzzword amongst the Black manosphere. That means these people are actually monitoring us, which I always believe they have been. But the thing is, they've been trying to ignore us. And then after that, they tried to low key get us kicked off of YouTube, which that didn't work very well. It might in the future, but as of now, it hasn't worked very well. So now, since all of that didn't work and it's starting to seep into the university, because trust and believe, who uses social media? Who uses social media more than Black millennial college students? And a lot of your SYSBM cohorts are educated. These aren't the average run-of-the-mill everyday street dudes. These are upper class, highly educated, mostly successful Black men. And these are the cream of the crop. So I'm not going to read the whole essay, but I want to highlight certain spots. For them, this esoteric cabal rationalizes their views about Black pathology. Their intentional decision to have children with non-Black women and to live abroad or in middle and upper middle class white neighborhoods they call Pleasantville. Proponents believe SYSBM is a growing international movement, but in reality, it's just a regurgitation of unresolved problems of internalized racism and misogynoir among Black men that has found a home on the internet. In other words, they've gone from ignoring us and fighting us to discrediting Black men, or the Black manosphere that they say is not important. Skipping down, although supporters of SYSBM view themselves as living their best possible lives and expanding their romantic options, the motto is laced with virulent, misogynoir, and overt anti-black racism. It associates blackness with danger, discomfort, and stagnation, whereas whiteness is associated with tranquility, security, and upward mobility. Additionally, it endorses conservative talking points by blaming black people's behavior for persistent racial inequality, although these are black feminist talking points. Now, there's an article in Madame Noir talking about a particular co-host, Lonnie Love, I do believe her name is, hooking up with a white man, and that's being celebrated. Now, none of that is being targeted as anti-black or misandrist. That is just black women doing the best they can to expand their options and live their best lives, which is the same thing the SYSBM says, save yourself, black man. Black neighborhoods, which it refers to as the community, are inherently dysfunctional, which is true, and lack any propitious prospects to improve. Commentators frequently misuse social science research to support their arguments. They believe black women are socially irredeemable and incapable of possessing feminine traits, referring to them as scraggle-daggles and succubi. You cannot build anything with the black witch in your midst. I say he's using a lot of the buzzwords. They are actually monitoring these videos. Now, he doesn't say what the misuse of social science research that is being misquoted. Now, most times, the men in the SYSBM, because it is peer reviewed amongst ourselves or crowdsourced, the stuff is actually very accurate because they've been beating on this stuff for about the past 10 years. So the stuff is accurate. Now, why he said it's a misuse, he doesn't really give an example or give any arguments how it is misused. Now, here's the propaganda. SYSBM also promotes a quasi-eugenicist ideology. Advocates believe procreating with non-black women will provide their children with the best resources, fair skin, good hair, and more intellectual capacity. Now, those are women arguments. Black men never said that. Black men who date and sleep with white women are deemed as winning. Other popular hashtags such as hashtag EBM, Escape Black Men, and Passport Bros follow this sentiment. It's gotten so bad to where you have a PhD candidate, an educated man, out and out lying, telling falsehoods in print because it doesn't go along with the feminist agenda. That shows you that the black manosphere is having an effect on not only just the regular workaday people, because the stuff is spreading. Because I've heard many times people have recognized YouTubers out in public and have said whether they agree or disagree, they have said that they've heard this. I've heard this even by myself because like I said, I do open live streams. And a lot of how I've gotten discovered is by word of mouth, by people spreading my message. Now, I have 30,000 subs, and that is not insignificant. And I'm not even the most popular YouTuber in this sector. So if you're talking about 100,000 people that listen to this content, and a lot of professors, shout out Tia Johnson, that listen and monitor this content, amongst others, and these are established academics that have been around teaching for 20 years, much less the younger students that actually consume this content. So this is having an effect not only at the bottom, but also at the top, such to the point that the black feminists are actually scared of this kind of content. So when black women said this is just YouTube, got to remember, YouTube and Twitter basically started the color revolution in the Middle East. The Arab Spring was actually based on social media and the power of social media, such as YouTube banning certain sites and certain channels because of the effect on the population is significant. That's how come COPA has actually sued YouTube because it's having an effect on children. It's starting to influence children to buy things or children to see things. I know my 7-year-old grandson, he's constantly on YouTube. He spends at least a couple hours a day going through YouTube videos. So basically, it's not insignificant. You got billions of people watching this stuff. You got 23 million content creators alone. Most of them are in the United States. You look at the social media like ADOS, which basically ADOS and Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore basically cut their teeth on YouTube. That's where they got their fame. That's where they got their following. And their ADOS movement has basically ground the Democratic Party to a halt. As Professor Black Truth that says this is new black media. And new black media includes the black manosphere. And the black manosphere is starting to show its power with a lot of very influential people. Not out in front, but behind the scenes. So don't ever let black women tell you that the black manosphere is just on YouTube and it's not important, because guess what? When you turn YouTube off, or when you turn your computer off, all that information that you just looked at, all the content you just looked at, doesn't go out of your head. It makes an impression on you, and you carry that impression out into the world. And that affects your behavior and your worldview. And if your behavior and your worldview affect other people, the people that are around you. It influences your dating options and the information that you pass on to your friends, who influences their dating options. And what YouTube and social media, because of the anonymous factor, it coalesces a lot of people's actually inner thoughts. What they really want to say or how they really feel actually gets played out in social media. And when you collect all this stuff, what it actually does is actually starts to be put into action in the real world. But what this Black Youth Movement, Black Youth Project, which is nothing but a bunch of feminists coming together, is telling us is that the black manosphere is having an impact, a severe impact, along with what's going on in the economy and the social environment. So at the end of the day, brothers, stuff is working. Just keep your head up and keep grinding. With that, I'm going to jump off here. This is BGS out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.